personally, I believe that being in this world alone is a marketplace. We are all here on an errand, on an assignment. The question is, are we aware of the assignment that has been given to us? And what is influence? Your ability to affect. I mean, there's this song we all sing in church this time. We shift the culture, we'll do this, we'll do that. It's beyond just lip service and singing to dance. How do you shift culture? It's by influence. So if you don't understand who you are and why you are here, you would just pass through this world and you would not make any, you don't make any impact. And I believe that when we get to heaven, I mean, beyond, I've never been there, but I just believe personally that one of the things God will use in judging us is giving us the templates that he has set from the beginning of time as per each individual. I mean, juxtaposing it with what you actually achieved. Nobody wants to get to heaven and realize that, oh, I'm actually a queen that you are. I'm meant to have done this. I'm meant to have impacted my world. And you realize that I just came living like a beggar. I just came passing through the world without making any impact, in the world. So how do we influence in the marketplace? Mommy has read Esther chapter 4, verse 9 to 12. So I would be talking about, I would make reference to Lydia. So we'll be looking at Acts chapter 16, verse 11 to 15. Just can't really pull that up because of time. Acts chapter 16, verse 11 to 15. Okay. Therefore, losing from Troas, we came with a straight course to Samothracia, and the next day to Neapolis, and from thence to Philippi, which is the chief city of that Macedonia, and a colony, and we were in the city abiding certain days. And on the Sabbath, we went out of the city by a riverside, where prayer was wont to be made. And we sat down and spake unto women, which resorted thither. And a certain woman named Lydia, a seller of purple, they didn't tell us she's a pastor, they didn't tell us she's a prophet, a seller of purple of the city of Thyatira, which worshipped God, heard us, whose hearts the Lord opened, and she attended unto the things which were spoken of Paul. Chapter 15, verse 15. And when she was baptized and her household, she besought us, saying, if ye have judged me to be faithful to the Lord, come into my house and abide there. And she constrained us. Thank you so much. I mean, I had to bring up leaders so we understand that we talk a lot about Esther, about Daniel, about Joseph. There are so many women that made impact in the Bible. They were not pastors, because most times when we think we're on assignment, we think we must be behind the pulpit. If I'm not a pastor, I must be a chorister. I must work in the house of God. Personally, I think that it is time for us to move out. It is time for us to go out. The Bible says, go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to all creatures. How do you preach the gospel? These days, because I run the business, and I hear fellow business owners say, no, I'd rather employ a Muslim than employ a Christian. We've reduced Christianity to a religion where we just go to church and, we dance. By the time we're out, nothing happens, no transformation. We just hear the word. But when we come to the church, we are pious, we do the right thing. But you are to go into the world. The Bible did not say you are a light. I would assume that everybody here is born again. Everybody in church is assumed to be born again. The light should go outside. That is where the darkness is. It is time you take that light into the world to affect the world. Everywhere is a marketplace. Social media is the marketplace. Your school is a marketplace. Your workplace is a marketplace. Anywhere people interact is a marketplace. So how do you position yourself for influence? These days, you don't even need to preach the gospel by sharing the word with people. Just your lifestyle. We say we want to shift the culture. How is your life? How is your character like that makes people want to follow your God? We say we are Christians, we're chorister in churches, young ladies, like Mr. Sam said, we go to social media, we can't differentiate the Christian from the non-Christian. So how are you the light of the world? How are you the light of the world? We say we are children of God. How are we children of God? If we cannot if we cannot carry out the assignment that has been placed in our hands. And I personally believe that God is using the girl child strategically in this season. Because when you look at the way ladies are rising, in fact, when you even look at bank CEOs and all of those, you see that women are beginning to take place. The Lord is raising like a battalion, an end-time army. And ladies, young ladies are very strategic. And that is why the devil is doing so much to ensure that he distracts and he derails the girls. We're so fixated on external things. We're so fixated on ephemeral things, things that will pass. Have you ever sat down to ask yourself, when I get to heaven, what would I tell God I have done? That I went on TikTok shaking my bum bum? That I do things, unprintable things that you cannot even tell your parents? How? But we say, oh, we were giving birth to in church. I was born in church. I'm a child of God. You know, Christianity is not a buzzword. I mean, it's now a fad to say, oh, I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. But can people, without telling me your religion, without telling me that you have a relationship with God, can I interact with you for 24 hours and I genuinely say, yes, this person is a child of God? And most times, I think this thing stems from identity crisis. And I honestly believe that at the end of this program, God would speak to each and every one of us. He would open, like the prayers we've been praying, open the eyes of our mind. He would infuse light so much that we understand who we are. I mean, Christian girls live like your father is a king. You are the daughter of a king. But you are right there on the streets, frolicking with people that are not going anywhere, acting beggar. But your father owns everything. Your father is the king. But because you do not know who you are and whose you are forced to begin to act like who you are not. Have you ever seen, even inanimate things? There's a keyboard, there's the drum set, there's the speaker. Have you ever seen these things fighting one another or comparing themselves? Everything has its place. Just like our mommy said, if the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. We're so much into comparison because we do not understand who we are. And the truth is, for you to enter into your purpose, fully, you must understand who and whose you are. Because the devil's strategy, the devil is master at getting you misaligned. He's master at telling you, oh, you're not beautiful, in line with social construct. Oh, you are dark, so go and bleach your skin. Oh, remember you were born out of wedlock. Remember you are not rich. Remember you are young. Remember you are not privileged. He gives you, just like the lady that took the spoken words, it's so many voices in your head. But when you are grounded in your identity, that's why when we come to church, we don't just come like, it's not religion. It's not routinous. Oh, every Sunday I dress up, I come to church, I listen to my pastor, and I go back home. Nothing has happened. No transformation. No transformation. Because the church should be a place where you fortify yourself. So much that when you go into the word for that 1 week, the power, the presence, all the words that you've heard, and of course your own personal study, carries you through into the world. Because the devil will tempt you. That's part of life. But what makes you strong? What makes you stand firm? You would have friends that are on TikTok. You would have friends that would suggest lewd things to you. You would have people that would demand for one or two things. But the understanding of your identity is what makes you carry on, knowing who you are. So for instance, there's an example I give all the time. The Oba of Lagos, for instance, can you see him walking on this street with boxer shorts, just wearing singlet and moving around? Why? Why can't he do that? Is he not a man? But because of the responsibility that has been bestowed upon him, he dare not. Like I tell my children, others may, but you cannot. Not because there's anything, but because there is, like, you're putting on white and there's someone carrying palm oil. What would you do when you see that person? Would you go and fight such person? Even if the person says some nasty things to you, you move away because you understand that I I'm well dressed, and perhaps I'm going for an interview. I can't afford to allow this person stain my white. So what do? You focus on your journey. And so, as individuals, wherever we are, in school, in the workplace, at home, is your marketplace. The question is, are you aware, and what are you doing to influence the people around you? What are you doing to influence the people around you? So I said, you are the light of the world. You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt has lost its savor, it's no longer useful for anything. What's the opposite of useful? Useless. May we not be useless. We are the light of the world. See, there's nobody, regardless of the circumstance of your birth or whatever it is, there's nobody that is on this earth by mistake. Oh, they just gave birth to me. I was not planned. Everybody was designed for a purpose. And at the end of the day, we would all give account of what we did with, and that is why your gifts and talents are different from mine. Because my own assignment, my purpose is different. Yours is different. And everything you need to fulfill that purpose is what God has given to you. And that is why, as girls, we must ensure that you don't have to compare yourself with anybody, because they are on a different journey. Some people might be going to VI, some people are going to Ibadan, some people are going to Abeokuta, some people are going to Surulere. The paths are different. And your responsibility is to focus on your journey. For every time those voices come, remember, you are the light of the world. If you carry a candle, when there is darkness, as little as that candle is, what happens? It brightens up the place. As tiny as that candle is, it brightens up that place. And that is who you are as a girl child. You carry light. There's so much inside of you. But the question is, are you aware? You can have a phone, an iPhone, an Android phone, but you might not even be using that phone up to 20% capacity, because you are not even aware of the features that phone carries. You are not aware of the things that phone can do. And you are still begging your friend that has a phone, oh, I like your own phone. Can I use it to make videos? Can I use it to record this? Meanwhile, the phone you are carrying has all the features because you have refused to read the manual. And that is how it is for each and every one of us. Everybody carries influence. Don't say, oh, I don't have anything now. It's until I get to. Everybody at each level has the capacity to influence at least their immediate environment. It's not until you have 1 million followers on TikTok. It's not until you have you get to one big space, that place that you are currently. Even the Bible says, he that cannot do anything good with the little that he or she has, more will not be given to the person. So, what is influence? Like I said earlier, influence is different from being famous. A lot of us don't want to be famous. We want to be known. We want people to see us. We want to be out there. But famous is about being known, while influence is about changing people, shifting the culture. Anywhere you get to, change must happen. There's a song that says, where's darkness at the sound of light? Once light appears, darkness has no place. If this place is dark, once PXCN brings light, what happens? Everywhere brightens up. That is who you are. Anywhere, everywhere you get into, that space must know that light has happened. Light has entered this place. You are the light of the world. Do not live lesser than who you have been called to be. You are not just called to be famous. No. Famous is just about the world knowing you. But when you influence, and I teach a lot on leadership, just what leadership is about. It's about influencing people. You don't influence people by intimidating them, by manipulating them. That's not what influence is. It is your lifestyle itself that people see you and say, for this person to be doing this, I want to be like you. Because of the way you live your life and the results. And that's the difference between a Christian and non-Christian. Non-Christian can be famous. They can make money. They can even be richer than Christians. The difference is the grace of God that is upon our own lives. That grace is what differentiates you from other people. Okay, so marketplace, like I mentioned, is where people connect, people interact. It can also be called the place of buying and selling. But like I said earlier, it doesn't have to be in doesn't have to be where people buy and sell alone. Everywhere people interact is your marketplace. So wherever God places you is your mission field. You are not there by accident. Your home, your environment, your place of work, your school. In that school that you are, you should make a difference because that is who you are called to be. You are not called to just get into a place. Nobody even, I mean, I was listening to a woman of God sometimes ago, and she said a church vacated from a building on our street at some point, and she was just walking past. She realized they've turned that place into a bear parlor, and you know, you would see different boys and girls, Yahoo boys, and all of that. And one day she got upset that on my street, how dare you? The street has now turned into where vagabonds, Yahoo boys come into, and all of that. She went into that place to buy a drink and, I mean, removed her shoes for 3 minutes and said the word. And in less than 1 month, they shut that place down. That is light. That is light. Light. Influence does not complain. We change narrative. We don't just complain and say, oh, this is happening, this is happening. We go there and change. Can Jesus be in a place and be complaining? No. If you're a child of God, you embody everything he has. You don't get into places and join people gossiping to be complaining. You're not chickens. I mean, back then they would say, oh, wherever you see girls, you see gossip. Those are for unbelievers, not for we Christian girls. Jesus girls, that's not who we are. We change narrative. We go there and declare and decree and say, this is what must happen, and that is what must happen, because we are light. Immediately you get into an environment, the devil should even be afraid of you. The devil should be afraid of you because the devil even knows who you are. He knows you better than you. He knows what you carry. He knows what you embody. And that is why he is doing so much to ensure that you are distracted. You are carried away by the whims of social media. You are carried away by, oh, I just want to wear this because I have to wear this. Because my parents cannot pay my school fees. I have to go and do something undignifying to make money. I have to belong. Belong to where? You belong to the kingdom already. You belong to the kingdom already. So where else do you want to belong to? Where else do you want to belong to? You are a child of God. And you must get that thinking into your consciousness. And you carry yourself like a child of God that you are. It's not about having money. It's not about how you were born. It is about who you are. As tiny as a knife is, if you see anybody holding a knife, what do? You want to move away from that person because you understand what the knife can do. And that is how you should live as Jesus girls. Anywhere you get to, the devil should be afraid of, because you are going into that place. You are on an assignment. You are on an errand. Every Christian is on an errand. We are not just here to add to the world. I mean, it's not possible for God to just create us, go to school, make money, have fun, yada yada, and after a while we all go back to our maker. How? He created us for a purpose. He created us for a purpose. The question is, are you aware of that? Are you conscious of who you are in Christ? It's just one. So examples of influencers. I mean, we've mentioned Esther. Look at Esther's stance. If I perish, I perish. Because she understands that, said, maybe you were in here for a time as this. Christian girls don't enter into a place by accident. There's always a purpose. If you went to, like mommy said, Star High School, I hope I'm right. When God places you there, he placed you there for a purpose. He could have sent you to another school, but he sent you there for a purpose. And that is the same thing with Esther. That is, so we'll just look and say, oh, Vashti, as she misbehaved, it was preordained. Because Esther has to get into that kingdom and bring her influence there. Because the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. Everything, this whole world belongs to God. And God will not come down and take it. It is our duty. It is our duty. It is our responsibility. That is why he has sent us into the world. Not just to add to the world, not to be influenced. The truth is, every day you are influencing someone and someone is influencing you. Every moment of the day. Somebody is influencing you, and yeah, and that's why when you see some people, oh, this person is just my friend, but I'm not following the ways. It's just a matter of time, and you're not even aware because influence is not consciously done. You see people that attend some churches, maybe the pastor dresses a certain way, they begin to dress. They didn't just make up their mind. One day you just realize that you are gravitating towards that side. And that is why as Christians, girls, you can't just choose friends anyhow. You can't work anyhow. When you know who you are, it's not all jobs that you can accept. No, because you understand who you are. We also have Deborah, the strong woman. She led the champion, the children of Israel. She didn't say, oh, I'm just but a woman, like we say. I mean, you know, they say women are weaker vessels. When they say weaker vessels, it's not weakness in physical context. No, in physical context, rather. It's not in doing things. It's not in carry out your assignment. Women are even stronger than men. Look at what mommy said. One will chase 1,000. Two will chase 10,000. Go and look at people that run businesses together with their spouses. No way. Except they just allow the devil in. That business will thrive. Because devil understands, he understands the power of that synergy. He does everything in his power to ensure that it does not work. He does everything to ensure that it does not work. And that is why, as Jesus girls, you can't just live your life flippantly. You can't just do anyhow. Others may, but you cannot, because you are a daughter of the Most High God. You're in assignment. You have a purpose. And that purpose must be fulfilled. Because if you do not fulfill it, thousands of souls will perish if you don't do that. But the beautiful thing with God, I mean, I was listening to there's a lady I follow. I mean, she talks about apostolic and all of that. So she was talking about when she was young, she was in her 20s. She started a program, Be Something Something for Young Girls. She was not even married. So she had done that program for a year, 2 years. And the third year, a lady just came into the program, and you know, after the whole program, the lady asked to see her. And the lady was weeping. Then she asked her, what's the problem? I hope all is okay. The lady then showed her a jotter that she wrote some things down 6 years ago. The Lord gave her this same template. The name of the program is the same thing. The way it will be done is the same thing. But she was stalling. I'm not enough. I can't do it. I can't speak very well. I don't have what it takes. And the Lord, what did God do? He handed it over to somebody else. May that not be our portion. Because the Lord will not continue to wait for you and on you. Because the times, we are in the critical times. The devil is, can you see, before now, social media was not this terrible. Even Christian girls, we walk into church now half naked. We are unbothered. Things that never used to be. At least before now, people would dress well when they are going to church. When you are going to school and all of that, you can dress anyhow. But now, people now have the boldness. The daughters of Jezebel. And so you too, you see that lady, but she's wearing this thing now, her cleavage is showing. I can do it too. You are being influenced. Rather, you should be the one influencing them as a child of God. And you say, oh, that is my friend. So the friend you've been moving with for 2 years, what impact have you made in the person's life? What has changed in the person? Can darkness and light, can two work together except they be agreed? Can darkness and light coexist? It's not possible. It either is dark or there is light. And so as Christian girls, we must be conscious of who we are. We also have Lydia, like I mentioned. We have Dorcas that use their resources for God. When she died, the women were crying until she was raised up. That is how much impact she had on the woman. We carry so much as women. Like I said, women are multipliers. Women are nurturers. Give a woman one thing, she would multiply it. But the question is, we are so fixated on the men. We are comparing ourselves. I'm a feminist. And the truth is, once you see an agenda rising, there is a counterfeit. There is the right one that God has prepared. But the children of God that are meant to carry that mandate, they are ashamed. Oh, because the moment you go on social media, they will attack you. They say they are feminists, you are a pick-me, you are this, you are that. You don't want them to call you names. But you see the children of the world, they are unbothered, carrying the assignment of who has sent them. But we that we call ourselves light, imagine there is light and this place is dark and you are just rummaging, you are just moving around, going up and down. You are not having. But meanwhile, all you need to do is turn on the lights. Turn on the lights. Turn on the lights. I'm here to tell you girls today, looking at you girls, I remember when I was
I mean, literally at this age too, I was a very timid girl, very timid. I would believe that no, I'm not enough. I can't do it. I can't talk. I can't do this. All those things are the strategies of the devil. And if you have ever noticed, the people that get attacked the most are the people that carry something, are the people that will change a generation, are the people that are called to shift culture. Devil does not attack you if you don't carry anything. What's his business with you? He doesn't need you. Can an armed robber attack you if you insist that you don't have anything? There's no money to collect from you. What does he need you for? He bypasses you. He goes to the man carrying the briefcase that looks like has dollars in his bag. But you don't carry anything. The devil has no need of you. He doesn't need to attack you because he knows what are you going to do anyway. But when he sees those that have been called to shape a generation, those that have been called to shift the culture, he begins to attack you. And the first thing he attacks is your identity. You begin to have low self-esteem. Oh, I can't do it. Oh, I'm in a school, I can't talk. Your marketplace where you should be influencing people, you cannot talk. In that place, oh, maybe you run a business. You in your industry, everybody must take a bribe. You know that is wrong, but you can't talk. I don't want them to see me like I'm different. I don't want them to say my own is too much. Why should your own not be too much? Is your father not too much? Why shouldn't you be too much? Why should it be too much? What the devil wants to, what he attacks first is your identity. He begins to give you those voices. You are not enough. You can't do it. Just like Moses. Oh, I stammer. I did this. Did he eventually not lead the children of Israel? He did. He did. And so we must be conscious of who we are. Our identity. In fact, after this program, everybody, when you go, you should go and reflect on who am I? When I say who am I, I'm not talking about your name. You should. So because the truth is, in the spiritual world, it's battle of words. As the spoken words, as the voices were speaking. When you know yourself, what do? You can't tie it back. You can't tie it back because it's not physical. You can't tie it back with words. I know who I am. I'm wonderfully and fearfully made. Created in God's image. The daughter of Zion. Then you are there living beggarly. Devil is telling you are not enough. You stammer. That stammering is even the advantage. It becomes your leverage. Then you are there running, hiding under. You have light. You put it under the table. You are admiring other people's lights. How? How? Have you ever seen a food that lacks salt? How does it taste? Tasteless. Tasteless. Just no matter how much you spend on that soup or stew, tasteless, bland. But the moment you introduce just a pinch of salt, what happens? You see the difference. That is who you are. You are like that salt. You are like that light, that little candle. That candle, that is who you are in the marketplace. Your voice is enough. That's one voice that will arise. Look at what was said in the Bible when those two lepers arose. Those two people, lepers, arose. And you know what happened? When the prophet said, oh, in the next 24 hours or thereabouts, these things will be sold for 1 shekel. People did not believe. Just two lepers. And you say you are not a leper. You are not handicapped. And you say you are not enough. Start the movement. One person starts the movement. Change the narrative. Change the narrative. You are in that place for a time like this. You are not there by accident. You are not in that school. You are not even in that family by accident. You are there for a purpose. We as Christian girls, we are gatekeepers. We should man our gates. This is end time. You man your gate, you stand. Let me see who would walk past. How? How dare you? How dare you? Where I am? How dare you? But you can only do that when you know who you are, whose you are. You become the influencer, not the influencee, not the influenced. Not seeing your friend, oh, this is what is trending. This is what everybody is wearing. This is how everybody is doing it. Everybody must do this. You must be on social media to do this. How? You should be on social media to make that change. Begin to post that your own narrative. People will start. They would yab you. They would bully you. But because you know who has sent you, you know whose you are, you stand firm. And before you know it, you begin to see other people join you. That is how you become a pace setter. So, to move. So your first marketplace, again, is your character. Because a lot of Christian girls, I'm sorry, there is a character issue. I think this gospel of grace, most times we don't understand it. We can act anyhow, and because we still see. If you're, how did the name Christian come by? They said they were Christ-like. You're not the one that will tell you, shouldn't be the one to tell people that you're a Christian. Your lifestyle, people should see you and say, are you a child of God? If somebody speaks here and I can say, oh, are you Igbo? Are you Yoruba? Are you Hausa? Why? Because of the way they talk, because of the way they pronounce their words. And so your character, your behavior in the marketplace should make people want to say, are you a child of God? Who are you? I was listening to Leke Alder, he's a consultant. I was listening to him some times ago, and he said he consults for all these big multinationals. He consults for all these multinationals. To eat. He's not a pastor. Oh. So go and ask Leke Elder. He's not a pastor. He's not a prophet. He's just a child of God. He said he went into his closet when everybody went to eat and went to pray to God. Ha! Yeah. He said by the time he came back, he said while he was praying, God showed him a vision of how to break everything down. By the time he went back, he said, give me the marker. He went to the board, wrote everything. He said, who are you? He said one of the bank CEOs called him that, which cult do you belong to? He said, I don't belong to any cult. They were now inviting him to come and join their cults. Because this kind of power is not ordinary. That is who we should be as Christians. Christians are solution providers. When you carry I think to a large extent we've minimized this power of God. When we carry the grace, when you carry the power of God, the way you walk, the way you do this, everything you do, people should see it. That there's something about you. And so, first thing, as someone that wants to influence in the marketplace, your character, excellent. Your character, be respectful. Excuse me, be respectful, because your character is what gets you, that sustains you in the room. Your talent can get you into the room. It's your character that sustains you. If you lack character, just know that even if you are not preaching the gospel, you can be anti-Christ. Because the moment you profess to be a Christian and you are a mediocre, you are anyhow in the workplace or in school, how do people want to accept your God? Reason am now. Think about it. If it is you, you say you are a child of God, and there's nothing so exciting about your life. I'm even better than you. When I mean better, in terms of I don't gossip, I do my job right, I'm morally conscious. Your character is found wanting. You match energy for energy. I don't care. I say all of that, and you say you're a child of God. How? You become antichrist. So those people that do not even know God would say, if this is the God that you serve, I'm not interested in knowing him, because you're not portraying him very well. So our character is very important. Excellence. Everything you do should have excellence, should be excellent. Don't be that carelessness in the hospital. Don't be that employee that your report, they have to check and check and check it. Don't be that person that the school teacher that never prepares, that student that never studies. You are the one coming last in class and you say you want to preach Jesus. Jesus to who? Is your Jesus a failure? How? Excellence is very important. Then competence, whatever it is you're doing, do it with all diligence. Whatever skill you need to acquire it and ensure, because that is what gives you the edge. Okay, look at all that I mentioned. If you call someone and say I want to preach Christ to you amongst those people that sat down, would they not want to listen to him? They will. But imagine he does not know anything. I say I want to preach Jesus to you. Wow, why should I listen to you? So if we realize that we are examples in the marketplace, we are not just there to add to the number. We are not there to be like every other person. No, we are there to be different. We are there to be different. Others may, but you cannot, because of who has sent you, because of the responsibility that you carry. Okay, so let me move. Also, compassion, be empathic. I mean, let's remember the Bible, the what's this called? I mean, the Bible, when the man Samaritan, the man of Samaria that helped the guy. Don't be a Christian. This person is not a Christian. I don't care whatever happens to the person. Don't That should not be your own. That should not be who you are. Also, confidence. Carry yourself. Confidence comes from knowing who you are. Carry yourself with dignity. You are a child of God, not being in the school or workplace. One boy is using hand to touch you. You say, I'm a Christian. How? From where to where? Carry yourself with confidence, with dignity of who you are. You are a queen. Let that consciousness be instilled inside of you. The way you carry yourself, the way you talk, the way you interact. Let that confidence, the consciousness be laced. Let it be evident in how you do your things. Also, consistency. You don't just be excellent ones. Ensure that you are consistent in everything you do. Let them need results. Let them say, let us call on Damilola. Let us call on Shade, because we know. We don't like her, but we know that she carries something. We know that she will do it very well. So, practical ways to influence in the marketplace. In your schools, ensure that you submit quality work. Be honest. Honesty, integrity. As a child of God, that should not even be up for discussion. Integrity, honesty. Don't be part of those that are gossiping, that are bullying other people. In your workplace, be punctual. Solve problems. Speak respectfully and all of that. Online, social media, that's one very beautiful marketplace. Ensure that the points you drop, they reflect who you are and whose you are. They reflect Christ. Even Jesus can look down and be proud of you. Don't let your comments be the same with people that don't know God. Some of the lies that stop women. I'm too young. You're not too young. Mary, at what age did she carry Jesus? You are not too young. I'm too young. I don't have enough. I don't have money. You don't need money. Your voice is enough. Start with what you have. Be valuable. Money follows value. It's not the other way around. When you become valuable, use your voice. Money would automatically come. That is the order. Also, I'm waiting till I'm successful. You are successful already. The moment you are in Christ, success is except you are defining your success by social construct. No, you are successful. It's not until you build 10 houses that makes you successful. At this age now, you are successful. Use what you have. So don't be a careless Christian. Don't be a Christian who steals. Don't be an entrepreneur who disappoints customer. You make clothes. You tell them, come tomorrow. 1 month, they are following you around. That is not Christian life. No, that's not who we are. Don't be a lazy Christian. Don't be a mediocre. Don't be shoddy in your workplace. Your workplace is your marketplace. It's a place you don't need to preach Christ to people in the church already. That is where you preach Christ. That's workplace. That's school. And it is your works that should show, that would want to make people follow you. That is where people would want to see who you are and say, what are you doing differently? Then you invite them to your God. So, to conclude, how many more minutes do I have? 5 minutes. Okay. To conclude, imagine 10 years from now, because you worked in a place, the company is better. Because this person was your friend, the person became a better person. The person became a Christian, affected their families, impacted their families, affected generations. Because you served in church, people encountered Christ. This is what we call influence. It is not, applause is not influence. Influence is impact, and the impact lasts generation. We are still talking about Jesus Christ now. We refer to Paul, Dorcas, Esther, all of them. How many years ago? But we are still referring to them now. What will people say about you in the next 10, 20 years? How many people will wake up and say, oh, XYZ impacted me because I met you, because you are my friend, because you are my brother, because you are my sister, you made an impact on my life. Your impact begins in your next conversation, in your next assignment, your next decision. Ensure that you are kind to people. Your gift may introduce you to the marketplace, but your character, competence, and your Christ-like example will determine how long your influence will serve. So lastly, to conclude, like I said earlier, ensure that you are grounded in your identity. Devil will attack your identity. And how do you ensure you do that? You spend time in God's word. Whatever the pastor will do for you in church, you can't be more than 20% or 30%. The remaining one, go and do it yourself at home. You must know God on your own. Go and spend time in the word. That time on social media, reduce it. That time you use gisting, reduce it. This is the best time to know God before you
before you are married, before you start raising children, before you get encumbered with the things of other things, other responsibilities. Spend time in the Word. Create time to pray. Pray your destiny through. It's a beautiful place to be when you know God for yourself. Like our mommy said, risk taker. How do you even take risk when you don't know, when you don't hear? You take risks that you're not supposed to take. You marry the wrong person, you take the wrong job, you do the wrong thing because you don't know God for yourself. Spend time in the Word, pray, discover your gifts, move with the right company. That's very important, especially for young ladies in this time. Move with the right company. The fact that somebody says they are Christians does not mean that they are Christians. Their fruits should reflect Christianity. It's not the fact that they go to church or their father is a pastor or their mother is whatever it is. It is the fruits. Are they kind? Do they embody the fruit of the Spirit? Are they patient? How do they respond to issues? Do they love God? Look at what mommy said. I didn't say anything, daddy, but because he loved God. People should be able to say you are a lover of God. You don't need to tell people because you will respect him, you would honor him, you fear him, you ensure that you do his will. His will comes first over your personal gains. You do things in line with Christ. And before you act, you ask yourself, will God be happy? What will Jesus do? Will Jesus be happy? You can deceive your parents, but you cannot deceive God. When I get to heaven, what will I tell God that I have done? Thank you.
Thank you.